Agaric contains the alkaloid known as muscaris, which is an intoxicant.
Agaricus is an important remedy which can cover many emotional stress and problems in today's context. It is a remedy for one who cannot bear the stress of day-to-day life.
Agaricus contains the alkaloid known as muscaris, which is an intoxicant to the brain.
There are 4 stages of stimulation and expressions. The first is a stage of mild stimulation. In this stage, there is plenty of cheerfulness, courage, loquacity, and exalted feelings. The person feels happy. He mixes around, talks to everybody, and enjoys the day-to-day existence.
The second stage is a stage of great mental excitement. In this stage, control is lost and the person starts talking incoherently. Loss of perception of size is an important feature of this stage. The person tries to jump over a small object as if it was very big. For example, a small spoonful of water looks like a lake, or a hole appears like a big chasm. He feels that his whole body is diminished in size. He develops a lot of strength and becomes indifferent to pain stimuli. He can lift heavy weights and can do impossible tasks.
In the third phase, the poisoning goes deeper and borders on schizophrenia. Delirium is characterized by singing, shouting, and incoherence. The disturbance is so marked that he can even injure himself in this phase.
The fourth phase is characterized by mental depression, indifference, confusion, and a disinclination to work. It is a stage of a total loss of control. And as the system progresses rapidly to further diseased condition and pathology, the causative factors are anger, vexation, excitement, emotional, fright, fear, anxiety, reproaches, alcoholism, admonition, crowd, being alone, debauchery, sexual excesses, blood poisoning, and prolonged mental work.
Children. The agaricus child does not know the meaning of the word fear. They are absolutely reckless, bold, and courageous. They will climb to the highest point and then jump down without the slightest hesitation or fear. They will perform daredevil acts without batting an eyelid. Children run in most dangerous places and enjoy playing the most violent games like wrestling and rugby. In Medorinum, love what is forbidden.
They actually blackmail their parents into submission by threatening to do some bone-breaking act, like jumping from the table. They are courageous and mischievous, with a lot of strength, and they can keep on going on and on without getting tired. Otherwise, they are cheerful, gay, and hilarious. They are demonstrative, affectionate, and kiss others. They sing and talk in the form of poems or rhymes, but they never answer to the point. They will sing songs and talk everything in verses, but never the straightforward answer.
When angry and disturbed, they do not want to be touched at all and get violent at the slightest provocation. They throw things at people in anger. Children as well as adults are malingerers and feign sickness very well, just like in Tarantula.
These children are selfish and proud of themselves. They are egoistic, self-willed children with a high degree of self-esteem. They are very adamant and want others to listen to whatever they say. Any reprimand, scolding, or punishment can lead to severe convulsions and epilepsy. which may end in a comatose condition. The excitement and the liveliness slowly decreases, and gradually dullness creeps in. They are poor learners. The child develops an aversion to studies, and the adult develops an aversion to work.
Agaricus is an important remedy for childish behavior in adults. The other remedy is cicuta. They cannot do anything new, cannot do any routine work, do things just the opposite to their intention, become awkward and clumsy.
The patient is never fixed to a point, complaint, and the focus of attention keeps changing constantly. The doctor will fill in pages of case history without any real conclusion. All he gets is just symptoms and just cannot come to the simillimum. This is a patient asking for agaricus. The perception of size is lost. He tries to reach too high or too far. When he walks, he steps too high. This effect can be following alcoholism, cerebral excitement, sexual excesses, or an expression of the loss of reality and exaggerated responses. Loss of control can lead to weakness and faintness. Women tend to faint easily after coition.
They become awkward, clumsy, and drop things. Awkward and clumsy behavior is due to twitching of single muscles. They have a tendency to jerking, twitching, trembling, itching, neuralgia, and spasms. They have localized or generalized muscular tensions. In the phase of mental depression, they become indecisive, irresolute, and do not know which way to go. They pity themselves. They are preoccupied with death and dying. They have a strong fear of cancer, which is very intense, and think they will die soon. They weep because of fear. At this stage, they resort to alcohol for relief. Dipsomania of a very intense level.
They lose all interest in work and develop an aversion to mental work. The memory becomes weak and confusion progresses deeper till he does not recognize his friends and relatives. They make mistakes in spelling, talking, and they use the wrong words. He throws things at the nurse or doctor. As the disease progresses further, they become very vindictive and malicious. They develop a marked anger and hatred to an intense degree, and make many revengeful plans. They become headstrong and do not want to be disturbed. The patient is furious, raging, screaming, and raving with insanity and madness. The response is hysterical, and he may injure himself or others in a fit of rage. Their actions are destructive, thoughtless, and reckless.
Their delirium is with a sudden increase of strength. Delirium is accompanied with singing, shouting, muttering, rhymes, and prophecies. Dreams are anxious, disconnected, nightmare, suffocated as if parts of the body, painful, and the mouth opening is impossible.
The delusions are plenty and denote the depth of the disease condition. Delusion. He is a great person. He is under superhuman control. He is immaterial, light, incorporeal. He is commanded to fall on his knees and confess his sins. He is obliged to confess his sins at the gates of hell. A small hole is like a big chasm. A spoon is like a lake. Body and body parts able to go out of the body and walk around. The whole body is diminished.
It is a remedy with plenty of diverse symptoms and a true tubercular response.
He has a tremendous anxiety about health. Insignificant health problems are exaggerated. He imagines a mild cold to be cancer. There is a total dependence on the doctor. He will call the physician every 15 minutes and ask for help. He calls the physician for home visits repeatedly. He pesters the doctor with the question whether his disease is curable or not.
All symptoms in Agaricus are exaggerated in the mental as well as physical plane. Tremendous anxiety so that insignificant problems are exaggerated. Pain is out of proportion to the pathology.
It causes great fear and despair.
The intensity of pain or severity of the sickness is unexplained by all objective measures and tests.
Diagonal pain, right knee with left shoulder. Opposite remedy, tarantula. Pain with sensation as if pierced by needles of ice. Pain with coldness, along with tingling and numbness and aggravated by cold air and pressure. Sensation of cold drops falling on body, cold weight on parts, icy coldness of parts. Sensation of cold or hot needles. Better during sleep. Spasms and jerking during sleep along with twitching, trembling and itching. Head. Spasms and twitching. Head moves to and fro. Cold sweat on head. Face. Grimacing of mouth gets alleviated by beginning to speak. Extremities. Awkwardness in arms and legs. Twitching and fasciculations. Tremor in all muscles.
Back. Severe low back pain and sciatica. Back pain is aggravated by sitting and aggravated in the open air, but better by lying down. Touch causes laughter. Sensitiveness of spine. Spinal irritation because of sexual excess, aggravated by stooping, aggravated. Back. Severe low back pain and sciatica. Back pain is aggravated by sitting and aggravated in the open air, but better by lying down. Touch causes laughter. Sensitiveness of spine. Spinal irritation because of sexual excess, aggravated by stooping, aggravated by walking in the open air, better by being warm in bed, compelled to lie in bed. Heart, irregular, tumulus palpitation.
Male. Desire increased with relaxed penis. Great debility with profuse sweat. Semen hot.
Female, bearing down pains. Anxiety after menses, which prevents sleep. Respiration, expectoration in little balls of mucus. Cough ends in a sneeze.
Sleep. Paroxysms of yawning. Starting, twitching on falling asleep. Fever. Very sensitive to cool air. Starts on alternate sides, chills or sweat. Chill on slight movement or raising bedclothes. Shivering from above downwards.
Aggravations. Thunderstorm +3. The other remedy is phosphorus. Cohesion. Moscus feels better by cohesion. Cold air +3. Cold water. Open air +3. Freezing air +3. Alcohol. Stormy weather. Pressure on spine. Touch. During menses. Mental exertion. Sun. Very, very intense. After motion. Blood poisoning. Cerebral excitement. Self-created picture. Sexual excesses. Sensitive to pressure.
Amelioration, warmth of bed, gentle motion. Another remedy is ferrum. Violent motion, also ameliorated by sepia during sleep. Clinical application, neurotic skin troubles, tuberculosis, allergic disorders, neurological disorders, neuromyopathies, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, seizure disorders, hysterical responses, back pain, sciatica, chorea, convulsions, spasms, neuralgias, twitchings, delirium, tremors.
Nitric acid. Extreme fear about health. Calls on physician frequently. Disbelieves any proof of health. Argentum nitricum. Anxiety about health and dependency. Neurological symptoms. Ataxia and twitchings. In Agaricus, the disease develops slowly over the years and usually one is not able to get the full-blown picture easily. It is a remedy with a strong desire to do something, but the anxiety does not permit them to do so. They are outdated and non-functional at a very early age.
Agaricus stercoraneus. It is a very important remedy for convulsions, wildness after convulsions, desire to escape with a morbid impulse to run. Patient wants to run away, run onto the street. Other remedies, elaterium oinante. Wildness, convulsions come on when the patient is excited. Unconsciousness, coma and stupor after convulsions.
Agaricus phalloides. Agaricus phalloides is an important remedy for hemorrhage. Hemorrhage from lungs, pleura, skin and especially the alimentary tract. It acts like the poison of a rattlesnake or germs of cholera or diphtheria. In poisoning by Agaricus phalloides, respiration is slow or fast. Patient is slow to answer, slow to respond. He assumes strange position and attitude. There is a marked impatience with restlessness in speech. Although patient is lethargic, he is still mentally very clear. Fatty degeneration of liver, kidneys and heart, generally aggravated by pressure.
The most marked feature is exhilaration. Other remedies are cannabis indica, coffea, lacases, opium and tarantula.
Indolence, aversion to work, unconsciousness, delirium,
anxiety, better by cold drinks, vertigo with cold sweat, and greatly ameliorated with cold water. Vertigo so severe that one is confined to the bed. Patient is not able to sit or stand. Gastritis and vomiting +2. A sensation as if the stomach is suspended on a string.
Answers in monosyllable. Delirium, raging and raving. Unconsciousness. Delirium, refuses to take the medicine. Crying with delirium. Delirium, tremens, mania potu. Unconsciousness with coma and stupor.